Guys, it's time to get ready for it. It's an unfortunate part of the holiday season. Every consumer out there needs to watch out for people scamming them out of their money. According to my next guest, the scams are getting more technically sophisticated thanks to the use of artificial intelligence, what we know as AI. And joining us on the Factor Uncensored tonight, we have a familiar face, Dan Parsons with the Better Business Bureau right here in Houston. Dan, good to see you. But we always have to talk about some scam artists at this time of year, always looking to take advantage of people, especially the elderly out there. So that's why we got to check on mom and dad and grandparents to make sure they're not being played.
Mhm. And to remember, even though it's Christmas, scams are year-round. But you're correct. There is somewhat of a higher filter, and I would put it into two big baskets. Number one, people are busy and rushing around and not thinking quite often. And then number two, and this is probably even worse, it's the kind of warm, fuzzy season where we're feeling good about things and we let our guard down. I mean, good for humanity, bad for your pocketbook, if you will.
Absolutely. I mean, we get into this time of year and we want to help somebody some way, especially if we have the ability to do that.
I would break our things down to the holly in four fingers. Number one, identity theft. Number two, fake stores. Number three, policy. That's a big one this year. And number four, charities. Let's start with the identity theft. This is the time that it goes haywire because lots of commerce is going on, lots of moving parts, lots of paperwork, bills, credit cards. This is the time that your filter needs to be very high up. For are the charges right? Are my bills coming in? Is my mail coming in? Is my email? You need probably after every transaction, to be honest, go in and double check it. Isaiah, you're going to see fake stores. I don't know how well this will pick up, and this is not a consumer one. How about a fake store that sells industrial equipment? It's totally. People were dropping $25,000 for tractors. It's an empty lot in Houston. Their money's gone. So that worries me also a lot at this holiday season. You have a lot of actors out there online, and they have beautiful reviews, which they've created, beautiful sites, which somebody created for them and didn't get paid. And they're out there just waiting for you to go, wow. And the reason, by the way, this one was so attractive, it was like half price for Caterpillar tractors. Well,
well, that should have been your warning there, your red flag.
That's the big stuff.
Dan, I totally forgot about that because one year I decided to buy these big wireless Samsung speakers and I found the best price and it looks like a reputable site. And I used my credit card and never heard from them again. Luckily, I was able to cancel the charges. And when I did a deeper dive, I was able to determine other people had been taken advantage of. And it was located right here in Houston, allegedly.
You beat me to the punch on something. The credit card is your ultimate protection. All right. Cash, the green stuff in your pocket is cash out the door. It's out the door. Okay. And the only way you're going to see that again is if it's a merchant that wants to be honest. Same thing with Bitcoin and debit out of your bank account. So you're right about the credit. And that leads to another thing I was bringing up. Right now, retail stores, and I'm talking about the legitimate ones, are going through, their growing pains. A lot of them won't be around in January or February, but some new ones will be around. So something we're hearing about right now is like more restrictive policies, like return policies. Mm-hmm. Some of the major, brick and mortars are saying, well, hold on. We're only taking back certain things this year. So I hate to say it, when you're doing your shopping this year, you probably need to be like you were with that case you described for yourself, a little nosy, like policy on returns. How long do I have? What do I need just in case something goes wrong?
That's important to know, especially when you're shopping and I can take it back or they can take it back. Well, no, you can't.
Right. They're not quite, I don't want to say it's generous, but it's a moving target. I mean, retail in America, depending on who you talk to, can be very, very good or very, very bad. And so as you say, they're thinking as they go. And a lot of these procedures and policies, you have to study them before you get out there and spend your money.
Absolutely. And obviously we have new technology in the market now, AI. Yep. How cautious should we be of that? And I mean, they can get somebody's voice and call your grandmother and say, I'm in trouble and I need some money wired to me. It's just crazy what artificial intelligence can do now, especially during the holiday season.
All they have to do is replicate it from some legitimate conversation somewhere, or maybe one that's even close. Again, nothing against older citizens. They're a precious resource to us, but they may not remember what grandchild number 15 sounds like. AI voice has been created. That's the ransomware, well, not ransomware, but ransom or hostage scam they use. And it's, Isaiah, it's very effective. It works because they don't remember who it is. And boy, if I can, save you from law enforcement problem or a lawsuit or whatever it is, they do it, and the money is gone. So yeah, AI, we're still in the beginning of that. It's even more this year, next time this year, I don't even want to think about it. Well, they reach in your pocket and take it out.
We told you earlier the scammers are out there waiting to strike, but there are ways to outsmart them before they get the chance to take your hard-earned money. My next guest shares some of that advice. For those who have questions about businesses that they may have dealings with this holiday season, what do you suggest before doing business with someone and you have that red flag up? Could they check with you guys at the Better Business Bureau, check reviews, before you plunk down all of that money and lose it to a business that's not reputable?
I'm going to be self-serving and say, make us the first stop, bbb.org. Pretty simple. Even, Isaiah, on firms you may know well, because you may be surprised. You may click on a major, well-known national store that's on an F rating because they don't resolve complaints. Well, you may go there. You may say they're big. My odds are that I won't have a problem. But we're warning you, if you do, they may not take care of it, and we may not be able to get it fixed. So it's a quick check and an easy one. Reviews, what you're looking for is a common theme from multiple places, and we're one of the review sites. We're up there. Check everything. What you're looking for is consistency. Consistently good reviews, nothing that sticks out, and nothing that sounds like it's been farmed. Okay. And again, still, you have to check deeply, as you said in your one issue with the company you were dealing with, because the fake reviews, there's farms that do them. That's what they live for. And the other thing you want to watch out is any company that's offering something great, has no reviews, no presence, no BBB report, no nothing. Wait till next holiday before you shop there and see if they're still around.
There you go. There you go. And I want to end on this note because we talked about the elderly in our families, whether it's mom or dad or grandmother or grandfather. I would suggest you check on them during the holidays and have many people call them as possible because they get lonely. And that's when the scam artist moves in because they have nobody to talk to. And many of those scam artists groom them and then get into their bank account. So would you also suggest that as well?
I would. It's great advice, and you're speaking as right now more in the family relationship. Let me take it a little further. Elderly citizens out there, your banker, retailers you deal with, your pharmacist, they're kind of the guardian angels out there. So if grandma's in the bank suddenly withdrawing $20,000, that is probably not normal. All right. So you've got to extend that oversight, that caring, if you will, beyond just the family unit to those that really see and touch their finances and everything. Again, you're not impeding on their life. You're just making sure somebody hasn't gotten to them with a story. They're not sharing it, and guess what? They're about to be victimized. So you can extend the outreach a little bit, and that's a good thing to do.
All right. Any other tips before we wrap up here, Dan Parsons, with the Better Business Bureau?
Nonprofits, it's the time of the year to give. They're going to come at you. The positive thing, you might want to get a good end of the year little thing for your taxes. That's a good thing to do. Make sure you check the charities out, because like everything we just talked about today, there are fake charities.
Oh yeah.
Legitimate ones. They need it. They want it. And they can be easily identified. If they're not tax exempt through the IRS with what is called the 501c designation, no, don't do it.
And there are some websites that'll tell you specifically how much of your donation is going to administrative costs and how much is actually going to help those in need or the community.
Yeah.
And you don't want to give to an organization where 70%, 80% of your donation will go to administrative costs and pennies on the dollar will go to the actual charity.
You're absolutely correct. Some of the legitimate ones, it's bragging rights. They like to say, hey, X amount of your money is going towards this. We know it, we're sharing it. Most of the ones that are in the reverse aren't going to share that. But you can find that information out. We have on our site nonprofits listed up there with information, whether they meet our guides or not. And if it's not, why? And if they do, again, they've gone through all those standards we've already checked.